Hi. Being born is really two different mathematic formulas with common denominators, so that the math that's used for the physical manifestation of energy and the math that's used for spiritual soul energy can create basically uh, an output that is life. And life is when a physical and a spiritual creation is made. And since we come from the spiritual, God understands that we are overwhelmed with this new physical manifestation on us, like growing an arm or something. It's overwhelming. We've never experienced the physical properties that come with this taste and smell and feeling and running and food and looks. All of these things, God understands that we're going to be quite intrigued with these things when we're first created. In fact, so much so that this is where we usually get off track from the real goal of everything is we see the physical math and we start thinking more and more about the physical and forgetting about the spiritual. And before you know it, we're exercising and wearing makeup and drinking and partying and just working the senses that are the physical. And that's okay. God understands we're going to be overwhelmed, and he 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 doesn't want you. He doesn't want you to go that far, but he knows the potential is there. But what ends up happening as we become the physical, and so much so that the spiritual is not there, true happiness, true heart happiness only comes from mainly spiritual. Happiness you haven't even felt before is what finding Jesus is. That's what people don't understand. It's not for you to be saved, it's for you to find a joy that you have never, can't even perceive, let alone feel. You think you enjoy your vices and things that are physical. The thing of love, the power of love that comes from God, is truly what the gift is. The the part of you that is at total peace with everything is when that love is on and working. So when people go and spend all their time investing in the physical, they can go as far as they want to go and always feel empty, always have a place that can't get fulfilled. That's why they go out every night and try again, be it sex or drugs or drinking or partying or workouts or food or vacations or money or all of these things. They're trying to fulfill a big hole in them that they don't understand. Why doesn't this fill up? Why am I not pleased with myself? And it gets to the point that they're lost. They're so lost. And all we are really trying to do is to convince these lost souls to give themselves a chance to awaken their soul so that the light within their heart starts to brighten and they begin to feel something they have never experienced before, a type of calm, beautiful love of the living. Because, like we have learned, the living world is the world we were built from. The man world is just an abomination of dead, decaying things from living that we make into things we can have in the physical. Not one thing in physical is living. It's all dead. It's just dead. So when you start to reawaken your living world properties with your soul, when you start to tap in to what's there in every human, it's there. It's always been there. And it was there in the beginning. And about the only thing God has in his math of physical is he makes you grow old. So you get that second opportunity to make it easier to start turning back to your soul, because in the end it's your soul that goes away to the next place. And when you turn it back towards your soul, the chances of you finding these kind of things are more improved, and you have a better chance of having an experience. Now, the quality of the living time you were here, the physical time, will be what you reflect on the moment you die and your soul is now back into the energy of the soul. You'll realize how much you ignored such wonderful things you could have experienced. And I have heard that the road is lined with souls with their head in their hands in regret for the things they missed out on while they were physical. Because like anything in energy, physical is hard. Energy is energy. Making physical is actually harder than making spiritual. Spiritual doesn't require a bunch of manifestation of things like planets and cells and body. All of God works hard to give you the life of physical. He works very hard to give life. Life is not just a walk in the park. He works at that. And part of the part of his disappointment is he cannot believe almost that we would forget what he is doing, because it's so obvious to him that he has made us alive and we are now in a physical properties having all of the excitement of the physical, and we forgot about him. And you know, if there's anything you could do to give you a free meal, as we might call it, it would be to take a minute to look at the world and see the living world. See the living world before you see the man world. Practice this like an exercise. Look at your puppy or your spouse or your anything that's living outside, the air, the birds, the anything, the trees. See the living world. The living world is the true world. And as you practice that, and you start seeing that the man world is basically a subroutine within the living world, like it's below it, and you start giving respect to the living world, That in itself organically starts to wake up the soul. Because the best life you're going to have physical will be the balance between the physical and the spiritual. The spiritual comes from love, from God, from peace, from giving, all the things that you feel are right to do, helping. The physical, of course, is food and power and, money and, you know, boats or whatever, all the physical. But remember, they're all dead. See, they're all dead. Not one of those things are alive. Not one of them. They're all from dead, regurgitated, living world things. And so they will never bring and light up the soul. The soul heart can't light up on dead. Like the millions of chickens that are killed each day, they're all dead. So food, everything is all from dead. So this is just the math. You can't, you can't alter the laws and the math of these properties. And even God doesn't try to do that. He goes by the laws and the math that he himself created. And that's why he can do what he does. So it's very important for you to discover this within yourself. And I think that'll be it for today. God bless.